Right guys, it's that time of the week and we're back for another update in the Championship with all the latest transfer news going on around the second tier. As always, if you do miss anything off in today's video, make sure to get it in the comments down below and we'll give it a mention next time. Also, a quick shout out as well to the Planet Football YouTube channel. If you want to see even more of me, you can head over there and check out some of the quiz content coming out there at the moment. But without any further ado, let's jump into the transfer news. Starting out with some good news for Sheffield Wednesday fans, and that's that as of recording, an agreement has been reached with at least one prospective buyer for the club. Now, there's still a long road to go from here. This is by no means confirmation that a takeover is going to go through, but the wheels are in motion. Obviously, it is a very long-winded process. We saw last year, for example, how long it took Sheffield United and their takeover to go through. But it does look like there could be hope at the end of the tunnel. More on that when we get it though. And it also looks like we're close to getting confirmation of Martí Cifuentes taking over at Leicester. We did discuss this one in last time's video, but looks more than likely that this appointment will be made in the imminent future, if not already by the time you guys are watching this video. Leicester had also interviewed the likes of Chris Wilder, Gary O'Neill. We knew Danny Roll was linked with the role quite prominently a few weeks ago as well, but seems like they have settled on Cifuentes as their next boss. In terms of some done deals, we have seen Charlton completing this one for Joe Rankin Costello. We spoke about this one on last time's video, but it has since been confirmed. I think that one could be a tiny bit of business for Charlton, if I'm being honest with you. Rankin Costello hasn't really been utilised probably to the best of his abilities these last couple of seasons with Blackburn. He's been in and out of that team, hasn't he? Had a few injuries during that time as well, but when fully fit, I think does have quality for the Championship and can be a real asset at this level. Also fairly versatile as well, which helps. He can play as a fullback into midfield as well. Ticks a lot of boxes, I think, for what Nathan Jones will be looking for. Speaking of Blackburn, they've signed Ryan Obilioso. He's coming over from the Belgian top division. He came up through the Arsenal Youth Academy. He's a 23-year-old fullback, so plugs the gap for that department. We've also had confirmation of Watford signing Othmani Mama coming over from Montpellier in France. He's a 19-year-old forward, fairly versatile, can play anywhere across that forward line, whether it's through the middle or on either flank. Made 12 appearances in Ligue 1 last season, but only 2 of those being starts. You'd imagine he's someone that Watford will look to slowly blood into that side. I'm not sure how much of a prominent starter he'd be from the off, but someone with potential, and they've handed him a 4-year contract. Stoke City have signed Aaron Cresswell on a free upon his contract expiring with West Ham. There had been quite a bit of interest in the 35-year-old defender. Wrexham have been quite prominently linked with him. There were even links to Leeds United as well, a few other clubs in the Championship, but Stoke have won the race for his signature, and I think that's a nice pickup on a free, to be honest with you. Maybe not someone who's going to, start all 46 matches for Stoke in the Championship next season, but by all accounts his fitness levels still look really good. He played 18 matches in the Premier League last season, adds plenty of experience to that back line, keep him fit, and I think you've got a very good player for the Championship there. We've seen Oxford signing Brodie Spencer from Huddersfield Town. He only had 1 year left on his deal with the Terriers, and I think Oxford probably used that to their advantage in the negotiations here. Only 21 years old. I think he's got a cracking future ahead of him. Really nice pickup, this one from Oxford, in my opinion. Got 5 goal contributions in League 1 last season, but his defensive stats were really quite steady, averaging 2.3 tackles per 90. Yeah, I think that one's a really nice pickup from Oxford. But those are some of the done deals which have gone through in the Championship recently. Now, without any further ado, let's hop into the rumours. I think that all Sheffield United fans knew that interest in Gustavo Hamer was inevitable this summer. He was one of, if not the best player in the Championship last season. We've already seen a bit of interest from some Premier League sides. Obviously, those links to Leeds United aren't going away. Those have been quite prominent for some time. The latest club to register an interest in Hamer is PSV. Now, it is worth noting that he does still have a couple of years to run on his contract with Sheffield United. That's still valid until 2027. If we sort of use the money that Sheffield United got for Vinny Souza as a benchmark. So what was that deal worth? Around 13 million Sheffield United got for Souza, selling him to Wolfsburg. If we use that as the benchmark, what's a player like Gus Hamer then worth? I think you're looking closer to 20 million surely. Also, wouldn't be that surprised if one club, let's say PSV, does make an official bid. Wouldn't be surprised if another club is then forced to act and tries to swoop in as well. So yeah, we'll probably get a bit more movement on the Gustavo Hamer stuff over these next few weeks. Hungarian midfielder Mark Kozanovski is a top target for Portsmouth this summer. However, Sheffield United have also shown an interest in the 23-year-old who's currently playing for MTK Budapest. So Portsmouth originally submitted a bid worth around about $500,000, although MTK are reportedly holding out for a slightly bigger fee. Sheffield United are also considering the move, but it does look like it's Portsmouth who are really pushing for this deal at the moment. He's 23 years old and looks quite tidy on the ball. Could probably make the argument that he'd get a bit more game time off the bat at Pompey next season than a Sheffield United. But if the Blades are prepared to go in with a bigger bid, we could see a bit of a bidding war there, but we'll wait and see what happens with him. It all seems like that story's progressing quite quickly. Both Derby and Blackburn have submitted bids for Blackburn fullback Callum Britton. There's plenty of interest in the Blackburn Rovers fullback, and there has been for quite some time, obviously. The Derby link is obvious with John Eustace trying to be reunited with one of his former players in Borough. Yeah, seriously in need of strengthening that right-back department, and someone like Callum Britton would tick a lot of boxes for them. He is going into the final year of his contract with Blackburn. Rovers still trying to get him tied down to a new deal, but could be forced to cash in if he's not going to extend that deal. It's believed that the bid from Middlesbrough is worth in the region of $2.5 million, although Blackburn understandably would want to hold out for a larger fee. In an ideal world, they want him to sign a new contract, but we'll wait and see what updates we get on that over these next few days. There's definitely a lot of interest there at the moment, though. Speaking of Middlesbrough, they've also expressed an interest in Pavel Sulk, who's currently playing for Victoria Pilsen. However, they do face a hell of a lot of competition for the 24-year-old signature, and at this point, seems fairly unlikely that they'd be able to strike a deal, considering there are Premier League clubs interested in him. Celtic have also been linked as well. Up until this point of the window, it has been a really quiet one for Borough, and they're going to want to start getting some deals over the line over these next few weeks. It does feel like, in Borough's case especially, maybe they're waiting for a big sale before really going strong in the transfer market. Obviously, there's still strong links with Hayden Hackney and Rav van den Berg with their Premier League suitors at the moment who are interested in them. But just for the sake of getting a competitive squad together for Rob Edwards, still a lot of work to go in there at the Riverside, it feels like. The other player that has been linked with Borough amongst some other Championship clubs is Ryan Brewster. You'd imagine he'd have a few suitors being available on a free this summer. Now, it's still not completely out of the question that he could extend his contract with Sheffield United, but as of recording right now, he is officially a free agent and will be negotiating with other clubs. It's a tough one to put your finger on, really, Brewster, isn't he? Because he's still at a really good age, only 25 years old. I mean, Sheffield United did not get value for money whatsoever, considering what they paid for him and his overall goal output, which was, I mean, tragically bad. He scored 9 goals for them in 119 appearances. But on a free, I do think there is a player there. Like I say, seems to be on the list of a few Championship clubs right now, but he's probably weighing up his options at the moment. Charlton are interested in a deal for Blackpool winger Rob Apted. Now, Blackpool are in a fairly decent situation when it comes to negotiating a decent transfer fee for the winger if they do decide to sell. He's under contract until 2027 with the option of an extra year. From a Charlton perspective, I could definitely see why they'd be interested. Apter's someone who I caught a glimpse of on a few occasions last season, and yeah, I think he is at that stage where there was always bound to be Championship interest this summer. He got 8 goals and 3 assists for Blackpool in League One last season. Good dribbler, he can make things happen on the ball, tends to play on that right-hand side and likes to cut in onto his left foot, doesn't he? He's the sort of player that if he was to stick around at Blackpool for this upcoming season in League One, I could see him having a really exceptional season at that level. But he's someone with the sort of skills that I think are transitional to Championship football, if that makes sense. He's only 22 years old as well, so if the money was right for this sort of deal, I think it would be a no-brainer for Charlton to explore, really. Blackpool, you'd imagine, would want quite a bit. He is one of their star players, but if Charlton have the finances to make that deal work, yeah, I'd say go for it. Georgi Abuashvili has been linked with a move to Bristol City. The Georgian winger looks like a really exciting prospect, but Bristol City do face a bit of competition for his signature. Now, according to Team Talk, Bristol City have reached a verbal agreement over his signing, but the player is yet to make his final decision on his future, with a number of clubs from from Spain also interested. You've currently got the likes of Elche, Getafe and Espanyol who are also in the race to sign him. He looks like a really exciting prospect, like I say, 22 years old, goal-scoring winger, predominantly plays on that left-hand side. As things stand, he's playing his football in Georgia, but given the level of interest right now, seems inevitable that he'll move this summer, but the player himself hasn't made a decision on where that next club's going to be. Could Callum Chambers be on the move once again this summer? The 30-year-old is being linked with a return to the Championship, with the likes of Wrexham, Birmingham and Watford all supposedly interested. Now, from a Wrexham perspective, I think they're definitely in need of some more defensive reinforcements between now and the start of the season. Chambers made 41 appearances for Cardiff in the Championship last season, and despite their relegation, I still think would be a good option for a number of Championship sides for this upcoming campaign if the money's right regarding this sort of deal. Cardiff themselves are supposedly open to the possibility of selling him as well, so we'll have to watch out for what developments we get on that one over these next few days. Wrexham are still interested in the deal for Liverpool fullback Owen Beck. You'd imagine there'd be quite a bit of Championship interest in Beck if he is made available, either for another loan this summer or potentially a club taking him on a permanent basis. Left wing back, left back, definitely an area where Wrexham are probably going to be looking to strengthen, obviously. James McLean held down that position in League One last season, but he is 36 years old and probably won't be durable enough to start in all 46 of Wrexham's Championship matches for next season with how hectic their schedule's going to be. So definitely need some reinforcements in that position. Looks like Beck is one of those options being discussed. It does indeed look like Zeji Kasama is on his way to sign for Rangers. Now, over these last few days, it does look like there have been a few hiccups in this deal, leading to a bit of a delay in the transfer, but the latest information that we're working off as of recording right now, it does still seem like this deal will be going through, and it looks like Rangers will be getting a nice deal on his price as well. Obviously, one of Sheffield Wednesday's most talented upcoming youngsters, definitely a player with a hell of a lot of potential for the future. A lot of Championship clubs had been interested, but seems like Rangers have got their man there. Speaking of Rangers, another Championship player that they are weighing up a move for is Hull City's Abu Kamara, also potentially looking to take advantage of Hull's current financial situation. Now, Kamara is someone who probably didn't hit the heights that a few were expecting of him last season in a Hull City shirt, considering what they spent on him, how impressive he was in the season prior while out on loan with Pompey in League One. There's also been a bit of talk earlier on in the window that maybe Portsmouth could look to swoop back in for him as well. Listen, he's still a young and developing player, only 21 years old. Got 8 goal contributions in the Championship last season, and there definitely is a very good player in there as well. It's why Rangers are interested. Well guys, there you have it. That will now wrap it up for today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you did go on to enjoy, make sure to drop a like, and any other information or news that we missed off today, make sure to get it in the comments down below. Apart from that though guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you all in the next one.